It wasn't much in the beginning. A dusty piece of ground, part of Alonzo Horton's new town development, cleared for public gatherings.
Well, when Horton laid out Newtown in the late 1860s, this was the public gathering space. This was the Central Plaza. This is where all the public gatherings were to take place.
And from the beginning, San Diego did gather in what became known as Horton Plaza. It was where presidents came to speak, and where we came together to celebrate July 4th and the end of wars. In October of 1910, on the same day the U.S. Grant Hotel opened its doors across the street, a new Horton Plaza Park and fountain were dedicated.
The fountain was designed by Irving J. Gill, probably our most famous architect. It was a beautiful design, but it created quite a sensation in its day. One thing was because of the lights that were inside of it, and the lights were in the water, and people were afraid people were going to be electrocuted when you turned it on. But the headline read, "No one died when they turned the fountain on." And it had beautiful colored lights, changing colored lights, and it was quite a sensation to have the lights and the water in the first of its type show here in San Diego.
The excitement, the pride, didn't last. By the 1950s, San Diego had changed. Those dairy farms out in Mission Valley had an interstate running through them, and there were new fancy shopping centers and hotels. Downtown San Diego was fraying around the edges. By the 60s, Horton Plaza was no longer a source of pride. It was time to do something.
Well, downtown in the 60s and 70s, you could have shot a bowling ball down the street and not hit anybody after dark. I mean, literally, it was abandoned to people who either preyed on the military or who were military, and it was a place that was designed for young military men in mind.
Just peep shows and phony massage parlors, and hardly anybody would come down here with any respect. And it was very, very seedy, and it was not attractive for visitors or for anybody.
In 1974, developer Ernest Hahn signed a contract with San Diego's redevelopment agency to build a new shopping center downtown, Horton Plaza.
I feel that I really helped make that happen because I know in my heart that the city council would not have done it if I hadn't been there to spark it, because they were saying for instance, the convention had to be built out in Mission Bay or down in Mission Valley. Or they were ready to abandon downtown. My voice motivated them to do what we did.
Horton Plaza wouldn't open till 1985, but by then, the adjoining park and fountain had been restored to its 1910 glory. Downtown San Diego was alive and moving forward again.
Downtown became a destination for a lot of activities, both theater, music, all kinds of activities, big parties. It was considered the place to go for, as it finally people realized the changes that had taken place, and that it was a wonderful place to go and be entertained and have fun.
With Horton Plaza, acquired by Westfield in 1998, and the gas lamp as its anchor, downtown San Diego became an exciting 21st century destination. Restaurants, clubs, a new ballpark, places to live. It was the place to be. But not perfect.
Something had to be done. I mean, if you look behind me, you can see that fountain, which has been in disrepair. We realized we had an opportunity. This is one of the most special places in San Diego, Horton Plaza Park. We had an opportunity to do something better. And when I started these discussions with the Westfield Corporation, we got around the table and said, how can we make this what it should be, and special not only for now, but for future generations?
Working with Kevin Faulkner, other public officials, and the redevelopment agency that became Civic San Diego, Westfield helped put together plans for a new Horton Plaza Park. The former Robinson's May building at Westfield Horton Plaza was torn down, and the land was transferred to the city to develop a world-class urban plaza. The demolition of the old building creates more open space downtown, as well as great synergy with the neighboring shopping center. Westfield will maintain the Horton Plaza Park and program it with over 200 events a year for 25 years.
I happen to believe that the only way things will get done in the 21st century is through collaboration, and Horton Plaza Park will be a wonderful example of that. You have the private, public, and nonprofit sectors coming together to deliver an asset to the people of this community. In this particular case, we have the City of San Diego partnering with Westfield and Civic San Diego to create a public space for the enjoyment of all San Diegans.
Horton Plaza Park was originally planned as the center of downtown, and to have it reactivated and to have all these public activities out here and all this beautiful landscaping and streetscaping, I think really brings downtown back to life in this part.
This will be the new heart of our city, the central point, a gathering place, a place for San Diegans to come together and to celebrate. I couldn't be more proud to have this in my council district, but this isn't just about downtown. This is something that every San Diegan can take pride in.
It will bring new energy to San Diego.
The park has served as the hotel's front porch since the hotel opened in 1910. And as our ownership, the Sequan Band of the Kumeyaay Nation restored the U.S. grant back in 2006 with a $60 million investment. It was very clear to the ownership as well as the operations team over there that something needed to be done with this once beautiful historic space over here across the street from the hotel. And so with the restoration as well as the building of the public plaza, we anticipate that it'll bring new vibrancy to the area as well as allow us to attract new business to San Diego as well as to the hotel. So we're very excited about the opportunity.
Downtown has come so far, particularly in the last several years, but I've always believed that our brightest days are ahead of us. The restoration of this great gathering space, in my opinion, is going to be the catalyst to ensure that that change continues. And I think the proof of that is going to be when we see families, smiles on children's faces, then we'll know that we've made something lasting for generations of San Diegans.
Horton Plaza Park. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow.